about the human nervous system. Actually, the nervous system consists of the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves. Today we are going to study about them in detail. You know very well that the brain is responsible for the memory, thinking and for controlling the entire actions of our body. It is like a powerhouse or a power station, or we should say a control center for our body. Let's begin. I have drawn here the diagram of brain, and here you can see that the shape of the brain is just like a walnut. This largest part of the brain is known as the cerebrum. You can see it is the largest part of the brain, and it is also the thinking part, as well as it controls all the 5 sense organs. The second portion is the cerebellum, and the cerebellum controls the balance of our body and also the movements of muscles of our body. The last portion here you can see, this portion is the brain stem. This is the brain stem, and this brain stem controls the involuntary movements. Involuntary movements are those movements which are not in our control, like breathing and digestion. Now we come to the 3 types of nerves that are found in our body. The sensory nerves, as the name suggests, control the sense organs of our body, and they send the message from the sense organs to the brain. From the sense organ to the brain. The motor nerves are the second type of nerves, and they send the messages from the brain to the spinal cord, and they tell what to do, the action. The mixed nerves, they control the actions of both sensory nerves and the motor nerves. Means we can say that they are both sensory and motor nerves in action. They do the function as a sensory nerve also and as the motor nerve also. In both the directions they can do their actions. The reflex actions, you must have seen that when you see a snake in front of you, you start moving away from it. Or when you see a barking dog coming closer to you, you try to run away or to move away. Another example is when you touch a hot iron or a hot vessel, hot pot in the kitchen, you at once feel hot in your finger and you remove your hand. What are these? These are the reflex actions. Actually, the reflex actions are the automatic actions which take place without thinking. At that time, it is an action in emergency. At that time, the message doesn't reach the brain, but the spinal cord takes the action and allows the body to take the necessary action. That is how the reflex actions take place. Let us discuss about the sense organs. The main being the eye. The eye and the brain together help us to see the things around us. Eye is a ball-like rounded structure, and it is responsible for the sense of sight. The frontmost portion, which is the colored part of the eye, is the iris. Iris is followed by the pupil. The pupil is controlling the light. The light enters through the pupil and it is found in the center of iris. Then we have the lens. This is the portion called lens, and this lens is very important in helping us to focus the light from the objects and then helping to form the image on the retina. This portion is known as the retina, and this retina acts like a screen on which the image of the object is formed. The most important nerve which carries the messages from the eye to the brain and from the brain to the eye is the optic nerve. This is the most important nerve which carries the information from the eye to the brain. Now let's discuss about the next important sense organ, that is the ear. The external portion of the ear, the outer portion is known as the external ear or the outer ear. It is just like a funnel and collects the sounds from all around. Then these sounds are sent towards the eardrum. This is the eardrum, and the eardrum, as soon as it receives the sound waves, it starts vibrating just like the membrane of a tabla when struck. Then these messages are sent towards the middle ear. From the middle ear, they pass towards the inner ear, and from the inner ear, they will be transferred through the nerves to the brain. The next sense organ is the nose. The nose can detect any kind of smell, like a good perfume. Molecules of perfume enter through the air into the nose, and in the nose there are nerve endings which will catch the smell, the molecules of the smell, and carry it towards the brain, and will translate whether you can smell it as a fragrance or an odor. The next sense organ is the tongue. The tongue contains 4 types of taste buds: sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. These taste buds tell us detect the taste of a dish. Skin. Skin is known as the largest sense organ of our body. It covers the entire body, and it saves the body from the heat, dust, cold, etc., even germs. And it is able to, we can save our body from the germs through the covering called skin. It is the natural protector of our skin. Thank you for listening. Hope you have understood.